Just sitting over here thinking about sex workers and whatnot. And, I've had a couple conversations with friends and it's got me thinking, right? Like, and I definitely have a lot of friends that are sex workers or have done it. And I've dated girls. Hell, I've dated a girl who used to be a dominatrix. I've dated a couple girls that used to be strippers. I've dated, not for a long time, but one or two girls that were kind of dancing part-time or doing it, and I've never judged them. And I think I understand why people judge them and think it's a bad thing. But I think a lot of, and you know what, I'll never poo-poo on religion because I think people that just sit there, I met a girl at the gym a couple weeks ago and she's like, all religion is bad and it's disgusting. I think if you say any group and you just make a general assumption that any group and you condemn a whole group of people, you're an asshole and you're an idiot. I definitely, you know what? I have met some Christians that are squeaky clean and they live a very good life and they do not judge. They might find certain activities not great and bad for humans to do, but they do not judge others who do that. They themselves don't swear, but they do not lecture me about how I swear. They do not lecture me about the activities I partake in. I don't do anything that bad. I frequently, not frequently, I sometimes go to a strip club here or two. In Montreal, I went to them a lot my last month. But they do not judge. Yet I've met like other types of religious people that are completely hypocritical. I've met Christians and Muslims that I found were super judgmental. There was one girl, she was asking me for YouTube advice. I met her at a party and at a Christian function, and I was giving her advice, and we got along really well, and I was excited to mentor her on YouTube. I don't have a big following, but she was very nervous with starting, and I know at least some of the basics of YouTube to help her. This chick sends me a big, long paragraph the next day after she saw my Instagram. A big, long paragraph being like, I know you're after my sexual purity. You post such gross sexual things. And I had to think, I'm like, what did I even post that's gross? And then I went through, I'm like, oh, I have like photos. I have like a screenshot of, I have a podcast with my friend Emma, and she's an OnlyFans. I would say she's an OnlyFans star. She's top 4%. That sounds like a lot. And, I've had interviews with Vandal Vixen, and I have friends that are dancers. And I'm a gross demonic demon. You know what's funny about those sex workers that I know? Almost all the girls I know that are sex workers, one, they make so much money that during the day, for their free time, they volunteer. They do that, one, to pass the time, but they do that to give back. And you know what? I know a couple. I know a Christian farmer who has been somewhat like a father figure to me when I was younger. And he is a true Christian, and I wish all Christians were like him. He donates a good portion of his money. He gives back to his communities. And, I think right now he's sheltering refugees in a spare house he has on his yard. And you know what? This man deserves every ounce of success he has. He is a very hardworking man. He's got 3 kids that are awesome. They're all good people. I'd like to hang out with all of them, and they all have a good life. They are very smart and successful. But at the same time, you know what? I've met dudes that, maybe it's just their culture and they're not from here, but they talk about women like they're fucking objects. And like, I had a dude once, he said, Mackenzie, what tool gets better the more it's used? What gets more valuable? And I was like, there's nothing. And he was referring to women having sex. And this same dude, who is not a virgin, demands that his girlfriend be a virgin. And he says if a girl is not a virgin, then she is disgusting. And I'm realizing that guy is just insecure because he's afraid that the other guy will be better than him. That's what that is. And it's like, but like, I'll never, you know what? If you are a virgin man and you want a virgin wife, great. But I think if you're a dude that sleeps around and then expects a virgin wife, then you're kind of an idiot. Why is it that when 2 people go into a room, one person comes out and it's bad? Now, I do, and personally, it's talking about sexuality. I'm realizing the older I get, it's like, sleeping around as a guy or a girl, I'm not really pro that. I'm pro making a connection with a person and finding a person, and it's better to share. I do feel there's a bit of an energy exchange, and I think people should really know each other instead of one-night stands. And, like, I'm guilty of that, too. Like, I've done that, and I just think it's better for yourself to not do that and just kind of give yourself away as a man or woman. I don't say, what, women shouldn't do that. I just think men or women should try and slow down and not do that as much. And you know what? And sometimes I don't think things like OnlyFans or Pornhub are morally that great. but I'm not gonna judge anyone who does these things. And all the people I know who do, but I'm sure that, there's probably bad, greedy people. I've met bad, greedy strippers that have cheated on their boyfriends, done this, done that, and they're not the great people. But it's just funny because, I've, like, personally, maybe I think the universe has tried to show me something because, stereotypically, oh, religious people, super religious people, they're great. Yet, like, and then, oh, people that do sex work, they're bad. But you know what? My experiences in the last year, I've met more good sex workers than good religious people. And I'm not putting down religion. I think it's very important. And I think it's very ignorant just to condemn a whole religion or people who are religious and say all religious people are bad. That's stupid. I met a girl at the gym a couple weeks ago or a week ago. And she was like, and she's a smart, woke person with blue hair and bangs or whatever. And, all religion's bad. And she just thought she was smart for saying that. It's like, no, that's an ignorant thing to say. It's an ignorant thing to condemn a whole group of people. But yeah, it's like I met a girl, she's like, oh yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage, but she still sleeps around constantly. I'm like, well, I don't know if you get the point of that. Like, and I'm like, lady, if you meet a guy that you really like and you want to marry him and you make that guy wait till marriage while you've slept around before, I don't think he'll have that. Maybe you will find someone, and I wish the best for that person, but this person, like, judges other people. And, like, you know what, I was talking to her, and I was like, whoa, what's your favorite Bible quote? I'm trying to relate. She couldn't even name anything. She knew nothing of the Bible. She was just, like, goes there to go there and doesn't know anything about the Bible or her own religion, but she just thinks she's better than people because of what she does. And it's just like, weird. And you know what, I'm not gonna, you know what, I have a friend, I have a couple friends where, that are sex workers, and they respect my views, and they don't judge me. Some of them are very, very liberal, and I'm kind of openly, like, into Trump, right? And I like parts of Trump. Hell, I even like parts of Andrew Tate and Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson, all the villains. And I've had open, calm discussions with them and told them what I like about Tate, what I like about Trump. This is why, and then they can come to an agreement. They don't just, And it's like, I don't think religious people are bad. I don't think sex workers are bad. I don't think feminists are bad. I don't think people that are trying to bring attention to mental health of men or women or anyone's bad. I don't think any group of person like that's bad. I think the only group of people that are bad are people who are closed-minded. And I met so many different, it's not religious people, it's not just really woke left people that are religious, or woke left people that are closed-minded. It's a mix of all of them. There's everyone in those groups that are just so ignorantly closed-minded that they can't see anything. And I think the best thing for the world is communication. And I'm trying to say these things without sounding like a pretentious asshole that feels like I know more than people. I'm just kind of relaying the things I see in my observations about them. And hey, if you guys disagree with anything I say, please comment down below and tell me what you think. But it's like, I don't know, like, I just had a weird couple of run-ins with religious people. And, the same dude that talked about women like they're objects and tools, he also told, like, I told him that I've dated girls that, like, used to be a dominatrix, and that was, like, she was one of the most sweet, lovely people I don't even know how she was one, to be honest. She was so sweet and lovely, and he said, what, like, how can you love a girl like that? That's disgusting. She must be disgusting. And it's like, I got mad. It's like, no, man, she wasn't. But that same guy, we used to be friends, I'm not gonna lie, and he would judge me, and he told me I'm a mean, shitty person for the things I post on Instagram. You know why I'm a mean, shitty person to this dude? Because, like, I sometimes post me doing hip thrusts and be like, this is for your mom. And it's like, you know what, and I realized that Aristotle quote of him saying, you got to realize where criticism's coming from before you take it seriously. And it's like, I was telling this dude, I'm like, man, like, Canadians, North Americans, we bust each other's balls for moms. Like, it's funny. Canadians are vulgar. We're nice, but we're vulgar. That's what it is. And he's not from here. He's from Syria. And he's like, you don't know anything about being Canadian. And I'm like, you don't think Americans or North Americans or Canadians are vulgar at all, right? We're just He's like, no, America is about diversity. And it's like, for one, no, they're not. They're a melting pot, and yeah, they're pro-diversity. But I'm like, how does that mean they're not vulgar in their humor? So it's just, okay, I was like, maybe this guy's logic is flawed. And so what I'm trying to say is, if you're a person that treats men or women like objects to be used, if you're a woman that uses men as an ATM, or a man that uses women as ATM or objects for cooking and cleaning, then you're ignorant. You're probably a very ignorant person that has a closed mind. And I think some of these run-ins with people were meant to teach me something, and it was, I don't know, it's like this dude said I had a messed up view of the world because I posted a video of doing hip thrusts and being like, oh, it's for your mom. Like, it's like, yet he talks about certain groups of people like they're dog shit. And it's like, I'm the asshole. Anyways, shoot me a subscribe if you don't mind. Give me a like, comment. Maybe I talked about one too many things in this. Anyways, ciao for now. Bye.